Were you obsessed with the flowers on the Netflix show Bridgerton? Did you ever wonder if you could make something like that? I think you can, because I'm going to show you how. Okay, let's get started. First things first, what will you need? You're going to need a container. And if you want an opulent feeling, old world feeling, Bridgerton kind of feeling, nothing's going to get you there faster than a pedestal container. I got this one at a local thrift shop, and thrift shops are a great place to get floral containers. This costs less than $5. There's usually a pretty good selection, but really any pedestal container will do. And if you don't have a pedestal container and you don't want to purchase one, you could even do an arrangement inside of a bowl that is set on a cake plate or other type pedestal that you might have. Just make sure that it's sturdy. You're also going to need some foam for fresh flowers. This is a floral foam. I bought this at Michael's. It is a local craft store. You can also get this on Amazon. If you buy from Amazon, please be sure to look at the size. And the reason why I say this is because I bought some foam from Amazon once, and the picture looked like one of these standard size bricks, but when I got it, it was these little bitty bricks. So just beware. I will link some standard size bricks below, or get them from your local florist, which would be the best, or a craft store. You're going to need some bowl tape, of course some flowers, and the thing that I noticed about the flowers in Bridgerton and these big kind of traditional opulent looking arrangements, there's a lot of round flowers. Just think big and bodacious. So things like roses, hydrangeas, chrysanthemums. You could add some lilies too. That would be very beautiful as well. And maybe some of the spikier flowers too, but mostly round flowers. So what I have are white hydrangeas. I was able to find some stock. This is a linear flower, but it's very fluffy and I thought would be beautiful. And by linear, I mean the flower head is kind of longish, but I think it will be lovely. I have some white chrysanthemums that are a single flower on a head. This is going to make it easier for you. I also bought some carnations. Yes, the very humble carnation, but I think it's going to be great in this kind of an arrangement. And I also have roses. If you're going to use roses, I would suggest buying them a few days early so they can open a little bit. These aren't quite opening for me yet, but they will. And you're also going to need a good amount of greenery. I have some leather fern. This is a very classic old school style greenery. I went up to the flower shop at my local grocery store and asked for this. They had to get it for me out of the back, but they did, and that was great. Eucalyptus that's kind of loose. You're going to want one kind of greenery that's kind of a loose drapey greenery, and then I have two others that are kind of more stand-up style greenery. You can use almost anything. You can even cut things from your yard. If you do that, I suggest cutting them a couple days early to make sure that they're going to hold up. So first of all, we need to get the floral foam in our container. I'm going to adjust the camera and I'll be right back. I forgot to say, you're also going to need some snips or a floral knife or both, like I have here. All right, I'm going to put the foam in my container, and I want to mention something here. This foam is going to go in here. It doesn't reach the bottom completely. I am going to put a little something. This is just a little food container. I'm going to put it upside down, and it happens to fit perfectly. This could be anything that is water resistant, and I'm going to put it in the bottom of this container. Why? Because when I put my foam in, I want it to be supported. I don't want it to be floating in space, because as you're pushing and pushing, you can start crumbling your foam, and you don't want that to happen. All right, couple other things I want to mention. Once again, this foam is already soaked. You have to soak it completely in a big tub of water. Make sure it's thoroughly soaked. we're going to want to leave a good amount of our foam above the rim of the container. This is going to do two things for us. It's going to allow us to get more height on this arrangement, and it's going to allow us to get drape for our shape. I'm going to cut some pieces to fit. You can see that there's quite a bit of space on either side. I'm going to cut this piece. I'm going to slim it down on the sides a little. I'll show you, like this. Okay, so I can get that snugly, oh my gosh, that was perfect, snugly in there. I'm going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to cut some of this down, and then I can use those pieces to shore up the sides a little bit. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take one piece and kind of cut it like that, you know, at a diagonal. Use one for one side and one for the other. Now, it's okay to have a little bit of space. In fact, you want a little bit of space because you're going to want to be able to water it and get some water down in there, and you need a good water reservoir. But your foam should be pretty secure. Then I'm going to take these corners off so it looks something like that. Then I'm going to make sure my container is dry because I'm going to tape this down with this floral tape. This is a tape that is specially made for this kind of thing. You can buy it on Amazon or from your local florist. I'm going to let it go down pretty far on the side and get that foam nice and snug. Then I'm going to make just a little tiny cross right on top of that. You could go all the way around. I don't like to do that because it's just more tape I have to cover. Okay, so you have something like this. Okay, something else I want to say while we're here. This foam is going to soak up the water that you put in here and keep the flowers fresh. So the bottom of your foam needs to be in the water line. Okay, now the fun part. So first we want to think about our shape. The shape I'm going for is, you know, just this big kind of roundish kind of shape like we see in those traditional kind of arrangements. And I'm going to use some greenery to start my shape. The first thing I'm going to do is cover up these little tape areas. And I'm going to do that by putting a piece of greenery in and letting it hang down. This is why you want your foam higher than your container so you can get that angle. And then I'm going to very loosely develop a shape. If you have any little broken pieces on your greenery, just cut them off. I actually love leather fern. Leather fern gets a bad rap, just like carnations and other very long-lasting flowers because they've been overused in flower shops, you know, without a lot of care often, and you end up with these very kind of standard pedestrian-looking arrangements. So I'm getting this shape. I'm going to put in a couple of tall pieces just to establish my height. On these woody stems, you can break them or use snips. They're a little hard to cut with your floral knife. So I'm going to put one approximately in the middle. And you want your stems to be in the foam a few inches. The farther in, the better, really, so they can get water. And I'm just making a shape. Now, don't get too intimidated. Something I noticed when when I was a florist and I was teaching new people is they put like two things in and they're going, it doesn't look right. Well, no, it doesn't because you're not done. So you have to put a few things in. Also, work in triangles of 3 or stars of 5. Here you'll see I have 3 pieces of greenery, 1, 2, 3, and I can draw a little triangle. So make a triangle. Now that I have my triangle, I'm going to put another piece between these two, and it's going to stick out. Okay. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Between these two, it's going to stick out. And I'm going to do the same between these two, and it's going to stick out. That's a little too long. And for this kind of arrangement, again, this is it's not asymmetrical or anything like that. This is just kind of a big roundish oval, maybe a little bit peaked at the top. So you can just evenly place some greenery to begin your shape. I'm going to continue. I'm going to fill this in about halfway maybe. You don't want to completely pack your foam with greens before putting any flowers in, because then it's really hard to get the flowers in. So I like to start my shape with greenery. Then something else I'm going to do is do a few shorter pieces so that my foam is covered a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding some flowers in. I'm going to start with my biggest flowers, and especially because I really want these hydrangeas to be in the water. Just a little note, these white hydrangeas are beautiful. I love, love, love them. They are notorious wilters, just so you know. Any of these soft hydrangeas, the white, the blue, the light pink, they tend to wilt. So I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to pull these leaves off. I'm pulling the big leaves off. I'm just going to leave a couple of little leaves so that those leaves aren't competing for water. I'm going to make sure that my stem is a good couple inches into the foam. And again, I'm going to work, let's see, how many do I have? Hopefully I have 5. Good, I have 5. So I'm going to do 3 in a triangle around, 2 mid height. And I'm putting it straight out. Something else people want to do when they're making this is funny. Something else people want to do when they're making flower arrangements is everything's like this. These kind of flower arrangements, especially, all really, but especially these, they're big and full and they come out and down even. So bear that in mind. And whenever I have 2 flowers that are going to be mid-height, I try to make them a slightly different height. Okay. I wish I had one more hydrangea, but that's okay. Working in odd numbers, 3s, 5s, 7s, 9s is great. 6 would be great here too. Okay, next I'm going to put in my white chrysanthemums. And I'm going to use them kind of opposite as I did the white hydrangea. And that's another way you can kind of balance your arrangement. I could have used more hydrangeas, but I wanted to get a little more variety in there. It also can be more cost effective sometimes if you have a more expensive flower and a less expensive flower. You can use the color to balance. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to establish my height now with this white chrysanthemum. I think that's about right. Here, you know, I wish I had that white hydrangea for right here. I don't, so I'm going to fill that spot with a white chrysanthemum instead. Sort of at a similar, but not quite exact height as the 2 hydrangeas. And I'm just going to fill in now, balancing this arrangement with this white color, balancing the shape of it. Something else, when you're pushing your flowers in, push from the base of the stem. Don't push way up here because you're going to break it. Okay, I'm going to start filling in my color using the same kind of principle that I'm going to work in triangle shapes and star shapes with my color. And I'm going to kind of angle it down more so that everything isn't angled up. For this kind of an arrangement especially, you need that full opulent look. Okay, like that. See how that's coming down? I'm going to do that on an opposite side. Okay, I'm going to spin this. I've got holes, but you can kind of see what I've done, balancing the color in kind of three-dimensional triangles and three-dimensional star shapes. Okay, going to add my roses now. So I have my mid-length triangle, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 2 talls right in here, actually opposite of the stalk. Then I'm going to do some low level. I'm going to angle some a little bit on the down side toward the bottom. All right, I have 1 rose left, so I'm going to try to find kind of a hole where I feel like it needs to go. Okay, now all I have left are my carnations, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to spin this a little bit so you can kind of see the placement. So you're kind of working in a mid-range area, a high area, a low area, and you're working in triangles and kind of star shapes to create balance. Now I'm just going to fill in with greenery. Something I want to show you because I don't know that I'll film the entire greenery process. Maybe I will. But the reason why you wanted some drapey stuff, and ivy works really well for this too, but you can achieve this collar that hangs down over the pot. That really makes it look luscious and full and opulent. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at my arrangement. I'm going to start filling in holes with greenery. And you can strategically fill in areas where the greenery is the same length as your flowers or a little shorter, or if there's a couple areas where you want something to stick out from the length of the flowers, you can do that too. So I'm going to kind of purposefully fill this in. See, it starts getting a little harder to stick the stems in once the foam gets full. See, like that. Okay. So you don't have to jam your arrangement full of greens, although this kind of a Bridgerton-y opulent arrangement is a full arrangement. But what I'm going to do now that it's pretty well full and done is look for anywhere where I can see the foam, make sure that's covered, and look for any flat spots. So if you've got a spot that seems a little flat or something, you can always use a little piece of greenery to balance that out. Okay, so there's the arrangement. And if you want to really kind of dramatic it up a little bit, you can add things like this. This is a preserved Pampas grass. Look below in the description for more information, including how many flowers I used for this arrangement. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative and inspiring. If you've always wanted to try your hand at flower arranging, I would definitely encourage you to do it. It's such a fun pastime. And it's okay if you mess it up a little bit. It wasn't meant to be forever anyway. So thanks again, and I hope you have a beautiful day.